Hi everybody, Deb Walker here today to talk to you about life. Our Lesson 12 discussion asks us to watch Z Frank's video, The Time You Have in Jelly Beans, and share our thoughts, insights, concerns, and hopes. Before I share my take on the video, let's examine some of its key points. Now, the narrator starts off by dumping a big box of jelly beans onto the floor, and he proceeds to tell us that there are about 28,835 of them, and each one represents one day in the average American's life. So I was intrigued as to how many years that was. So as the analytical person I am, I did the math. That means that the average life expectancy in America is 79 years. As a woman living in America, I figured that I should add about another 2.5 years, or another 912 more jelly beans. Now, if I wanted to add even more jelly beans, I would go back to the country I was born, which is Canada, where the life expectancy is 85 years old for a woman. And then I would get another 2,190 more jelly beans, or another 6 years. Now, if you wonder why there's such a difference in life expectancy between Canada and the US, there are a number of reasons that stem from happiness to economics, which means that its healthcare and its social safety net creates a less stressful and healthier existence. And anyway, I digress. Back to the video. The narrator proceeds to break down people's lives into how much time in jelly beans they spend on doing the various mundane and, I might say, necessary tasks in order to survive. When he's finished, there are 7,315 jelly beans left, which equates to about 20 years. Well, as I watched the video unfold and the jelly beans disappearing at an alarmingly fast pace, I experienced a number of conflicting thoughts and feelings. I felt both regret and hope. The video was both revealing and inspirational. It forces people to re-examine their lives, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations. Existential humanists would say that man chooses his own path and gives his life purpose and meaning by his actions. And this idea is epitomized in the words of Austrian psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, when he said, "The meaning of life is to give life a meaning." Since my pile of jelly beans is about the size that was remaining in the video, it created a sense of urgency in me that I must do better with the remainder of my jelly beans. For the most part, I spent most of my life trying to survive and meet the needs of my family. I put my needs on the back burner in support of my husband's and my son's dreams. I don't regret this, and I feel that part of my legacy may have been to support them, so that their music will live on to uplift others after we're gone. My other son, who's in biomedical science, may find the cure for some dreadful disease, so I feel good about helping him to succeed. I like to think of myself as the apple tree in Shel Silverstein's The Giving Tree, if you've ever read it. There is a video on YouTube if you want to go and watch that. I also feel good about spending time with the elderly as a lifestyle director, making the last few jelly beans they had more flavorful for them. I don't think that regrets are particularly useful, but I do have some. I'm sorry that I waited so long to finish my degree, and I'm here talking to you now as a student at a time when most people would be considering retirement. But I always had this nagging dream for years that I would show up on some campus somewhere, could never find my classes, and it just haunted me. Well, I'm glad that I finally found my classes, and I hope to be finished by next summer. However, I regret not visiting my family in my home country enough. My mother used to spend her winters in Florida with me, but because of her health, hasn't been able to for over the past 10 years. She's used up her allotment of jelly beans. She's 85, but apparently she's been gifted some extra ones because she's so special. Although, I don't know how many. She's had a stroke and can no longer walk, and she's having some cognitive difficulties as well. But I'm not sure if I'll ever see her again. Her illness, coupled with the pandemic, has led me to examine my own mortality. Crossing the border right now is out of the question. Canadians think of Americans as too reckless, and they're not wanted up there right now to spread the disease to Canadians, who are taking great care to protect each other. This serves as a lesson to not put things off, because you never know what will happen to your health or if some disaster might prevent you from doing what you want to do. So it reminds us not to procrastinate. Although I must note that physical disabilities don't necessarily preclude you from accomplishing great things. Stephen Hawking is a prime example of that. Anyway, the less jelly beans you have, the more urgency you feel that you have to get out there and accomplish more. Whether you want to make more money or to help people or protect the environment or whatever, there's no time like the present. However, for me, I'm not interested in enriching myself at the expense of others. Some people think they can find happiness by acquiring things and keeping up with the Joneses. But after people acquire all of those things, and they're still unhappy and they are still unhappy and unfulfilled. If people think pursuing money and buying expensive things will make them happy, they're wrong. We read about wealthy people who become depressed and take drugs or kill themselves because they're not so happy, because despite all of their money and possessions, they can't find happiness. Furthermore, they cannot buy any more jelly beans. So hopefully, most people who watch the video will realize that it's what they do with their jelly beans that is most important. I choose to serve others over self-indulgence. After graduation, I hope to either start my own nonprofit or at least seek work where I can make a significant contribution in people's lives. I'm interested in promoting literacy, financial literacy in particular, or helping uplift or support young people, the elderly, or the poor in whatever meaningful way that I can. I intend to keep a positive outlook and have adopted the philosophy that it's never too late to make a difference in this world. I look to one of my heroes for inspiration. President Jimmy Carter, who's 96 years old, so far has been gifted an additional 6,200 jelly beans, more than most Americans, and every day he gets one more added. He makes the most of every jelly bean. He takes that jelly bean and savors it by seeing how much more flavor he can squeeze out of it. His list of amazing accomplishments is long and impressive, yet he and his wife Rosalind still get out there every day. They pick up their hammers and build homes for the poor, and they seem to get more satisfaction out of doing that than from anything else they've ever done. One thing I really want to do more is travel. I love road trips, in particular. Finally, back to the video. When the narrator asks, "What if you had just one more day? What are you going to do today?" For me, the answer to his final question is, I would tell everyone that I love them. Second, if I had any beefs with anyone, I would tell them that I forgive them. Third, I would spend it hugging my loved ones. One more final thought. Don't eat jelly beans. They're bad for your health, and they'll only cause you to have less jelly beans. Thanks for watching.